imagejamaica.com, Ian Jackson, Leroy, Jadan, Allison, Diana, Kemisha. Who am I leaving out? Let me see. Who am I leaving out? Is that everybody? No, it's not everybody. Yes, Carlisa, Joshua, Antoine. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I'm hoping I pronounced that correctly. So, in everything we do, we ought to give God thanks. And tonight I'm going to be welcoming you using the word welcome. So, for me, I think welcome is, I think it means we embrace lovely comers. Oh, magnify Emmanuel. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? Yes, it is awesome. So, welcome everybody. And so, tonight we're going to be introducing to you some of the members of the Youth Volunteer Advisors Committee, and they are as follows. Dr. Gordon, over to you.
Well, I only have one video to show. So if you want to mention the others, and then I'll show Shanti.
Sure, no problem. So those members of the team, so I am a part of the team. I am the leader for the Youth Volunteer Advisor Steering Committee. We also have Abigail Williams, and she's on as well. Shanti Rose, Ronaldino. I'm not seeing Ronaldino. Sorry. Yes. Ronaldino is also, McLean is also a part of the committee. Shandia Hamilton and Kishanti Burke. So those are the members. You can take it away now, Dr. Gordon.
Hi, my name is Shanti, and I am a proud member of the Love as Hand Foundation Youth Volunteer Advisor Steering Committee. My passion really and truly is to see young people maximize on their full potential as well as to fulfill their dreams. If you want to dream a better dream, join the Love as Hand Foundation today, making your dreams a reality.
Wow, sound words. And if you guys have anybody between the ages of 12 to 35 and they want to be a part of the Love as Hands Foundation, they can go on the website at loveashands.org and join. Yes, join the foundation. So you have the opportunity out there. Tonight, guys, is going to be a whole mouthful of information, but also fun. And so I'm going to be inviting Deandra McLean to do the icebreaker and check in.
Good evening, everyone. I recognize I'm not seeing any faces and I'm just seeing Shanae. Is it Shanae Johnson? So I'm wondering, why are we seeing these white images? But what I'm glad for, Diana prayed. And one of the key words that she talked about is fun. And we are young people, right? We're young people. So we need to have fun, right? Very
Yes,
young.
we do.
So at this time, I'm just going to check in. I just want to find out how everybody doing on the do. But guess what? These responses are null and void. These responses are null and void. So you cannot say I am okay or I am fine. Hear the rules? So I need to check in and find out how everybody's doing. But I don't want to respond saying I am okay, I am fine. That is so easy. So we're just going to be real tonight and say, how are you doing? So how are you feeling rather? How are you feeling? Shanae, you can go first. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling happy. Yeah, I'm feeling happy tonight.
Great, great, great. Abigail, how are you feeling?
Feeling rested.
Feeling
Rested.
festive. I hope you give us some of that festive feeling, Abigail. All right, Shantae, how are you feeling?
Up. Feeling great.
All right, I love that. Alexia, how are you feeling? Alexia.
Fantastic.
Woo, I love that. I love that. Latoya, how are you feeling this evening? Latoya Francis, how are you feeling? All right, we're going to come back to Latoya. Bolton, how are you feeling this evening? All right, not hearing Bolton. Dana, how are you feeling? Dana, is that Dana Mintu or Mitu? How are you feeling?
Bolton, I'm muted for a minute.
I'm not hearing that. You're kind of slow.
I am excited about
right.
what I will witness tonight.
All right, that's great. Awesome. Miss Mitu, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great and wonderful.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Leroy, how are you feeling this evening? Brother Leroy in the house? Okay, Sister Lataya, seeing that. How are you feeling, Brother Leroy?
I feel fiatic.
Not hearing that. Everyone hear Brother Leroy? Our Brother Leroy, you have to go one more time because we are interested in how everyone is feeling on this platform this evening. So no one will be left out. So I want to hear clearly.
Okay, I feel Jesus. That's how I'm feeling. Jesus.
Okay, Jesus, that's good. It's good to have a lot of Jesus in the house. That is awesome. All right, Sister Jaden, how are you feeling?
Hi, Auntie Deandra. Thank you for that question. I am feeling fantastic this evening. Thank you guys for having me.
I need some of that fantastic feeling, Jaden. All right, how is Sister McGee feeling this evening?
I'm feeling awesome.
Awesome, that's great. How is Kemisha Barnett feeling this evening?
Blessed good night. I'm feeling blessed and highly favored.
All right, a lot of blessing. We're receiving those blessings as well, sister. How is Carlissa feeling this evening? That's Carlissa Smithson.
Yes, it's Carlisa Smithson. I'm feeling wonderful.
All right, great. Joshua Garden, how are you feeling? That's Joshua. Go ahead.
Great.
Okay, nice to know that you're great. How is Melissa? Is that Melisha Gardner? How are you feeling this evening?
Feeling wonderful.
Awesome. Oh, is Galaxy AO2? Not sure who is that. How are you feeling this evening? Give us your name and the feeling as well. All right, not getting a response from Galaxy. Oh, is Stacy feeling this evening? How is Roxine feeling?
I'm feeling great. Thank you.
Oh, that's Stacy. Awesome. Roxine, how are you feeling?
Wonderful.
Great. Awesome. All right. We'll have Christine Fuller. How are you feeling? All right. Not getting a response. Dr. Gordon, how are you feeling this evening?
There's a word that I started using about 4 or 5 years ago, and I want to use it again. It says, I feel magnanimous.
Okay, magnanimous. I hope we all learn that term this evening. How am I feeling? I'm feeling blessed to be on this platform with young people and to just learn something new. All right, at this time, we're going to go into a little quiz. So we'll be seeing some question on our screen. And the first to give the answer, you will be, well, one of the winner, second winner. Let us see if everyone on this platform can get an answer right. All right, so we're just going to read the question and then you're going to quickly. There we go, first question.
Goliath.
No, we want you to type it. Type our response in the chat.
Goliath.
Okay, so we have Carlisa saying Goliath. Who we have for the second? Okay, I'm seeing Dana. Correct, Dana. We have Jaden coming on with that answer. Also, Kimisha. Oh. Alright, Jaden and Cody. Let's see if we can get the correct answer now.
Oh, dear, dear.
That answer?
I don't know. I don't know.
Our confusion. Let us see the answer. Confusion. So who had that one? So Stacy Ann got that correct.
What is this? Already can come. Already can come with.
So we have
Roger.
Jason, Stacy,
Roger.
and with the correct answers in Esau. Correct, Jaden. And Kimisha. Jordan and Keisha. And there you have it. So thank you all for participating. And with that, we have some Bible scholars here, ready for Bible school, ready to preach the word.
Thank you so much, Deandra. That was awesome. I learned something. I'm not so fast at typing at all. I was trying. I was really trying. But hey, shout out to those who have won. That was fun. Indeed, it was really fun. And it was also educational. So I really appreciate that. I recall some of the stories and some of the answers. So that's good. It kind of dragged my memory. So that is good. So thank you so much, Deandra. That was an exciting um icebreaker, and I hope we can also play this game along with our young people in church, or if you're just linking up with your friends and so on. You can definitely employ this game and to have a little fun. So thank you again, Deandra. So at this time I will be asking, so our guest speakers, or presenters rather, are in the following order. So Shante Rose will be going first with the topic staying true to yourself, followed by Malaya Rabathali. I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. Yes. From JMMB, and she'll be presenting on the topic money sense, financial awareness. That is very important, guys. Very, very important. So at this time, I'm going to be asking Shante's introduction to be done.
Shanae,
Yes,
just
Dr.
before we introduce Shante, if we could
Yes.
just give them a little more idea as to how they can become a part of the youth arm. I think there's a link post in the chat as well, and I'll bring that
Yes.
up for you.
Sure. Thank you so much. Definitely. So I know that some of you are on who are interested in becoming a part of the Love as Hands Foundation. And just to note, the link is posted in the chat. So you can click on the link and join by registering. After registration, you will definitely, there will be a follow-up done, and you'll be able to join the foundation. So the foundation really, as the name states, love has hands. So we're reaching out to young people, trying to activate the genius within or help them to realize their full potential. And we're going across Jamaica, trying to get to these young people to build them in a positive way, to impact them positively so they can impact the wider society positively. And so those who are between the age 12 to 35 years old can definitely click on that link and join. Thank you so much, Dr. Gordon. So everyone is hearing me, right? Mic check. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yes, we're hearing you.
Now we can hear you.
Awesome. Dr. Gordon, over to you.
Given the opportunity to explore the visual arts and drama clubs. She later attended sixth form at the Shante Rose hails from the parish of Kingston, where she attended Holy Childhood High School and attained 9 CSEC subjects. During her time at this noble institution, she was given the opportunity to explore the visual arts and drama clubs. She later attended sixth form at the Cedar Grove Academy, where she successfully acquired 4 CAPE subjects. Shante Rose is currently a youth volunteer advisor under the Love Has Hands Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, Shante Rose.
Shanae, we're not hearing you. Shante? Is Shante still in the meeting? It's your turn, Shante. No, I don't see her. Apparently she got kicked off. Shanae?
You hearing me now, Mr. Gordon?
Okay, yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Okay, so good night, everyone. So tonight our subtopic is staying
We're
true
hearing you,
to
but we're
our
not
identity.
seeing you. We're hearing you, but we're not seeing you.
Oh, hold on.
There we go.
You're seeing me now, Mr. Gordon?
We can see your absolutely beautiful face and we applaud you.
Hi.
You see, that is why the technology didn't want us to see. Excellent. Welcome, Shante.
Thank you, Mr. Gordon. So welcome again, everyone. Good night. Our subtopic today is staying true to our identity. Now, to really and truly understand the topic, we have to be able to identify as well as understanding the main word or the key word, which is identity. So identity have various meaning. One is what we perceive of ourselves. You know, our identity is also who we are, our labeling which we give to ourselves. But the fact is, really and truly, most of us don't even know who we are. And that is because we're either too busy in life trying to solve other people's problem. We're too busy in life trying to just go through life in general, right? Or trying to be approved, trying to get approval from others because of who we are not. And as a result, we really and truly don't have the time to sit down, relax, and meditate to really and truly know who we are. And I think the first question that we can ask ourselves in getting to know who we are is, who am I? Right? I might ask adults, who are you? And the reply might be, oh, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a nurse. But no, that's a career. I might ask a student, who are you? Oh, I'm a Cedar Grovian, I'm a Woolmerian, I'm a Holy Childhoodite. No. Who are you is, what are your expectations from others to you? What are your expectations of yourself to yourself? What are your capabilities, your passions, your hobbies, your goals, your dreams? Who are you? And for me, it's like once you know who you are, then dreaming a better dream is easier because you know your limitations, you know your passions, you know your strengths, you know what you are capable of. So once you know who you are, then dreaming a better dream, easier. And, you know, people are inspired by authenticity. So for me, to dream a better dream, it starts with knowing your identity. It starts with accepting you. And last but not least, it starts with trusting the person on the other side of the mirror. But the question is, are you embarrassed to be in your skin? Or are you too scared to just be you? And if you are, remember, Life is too short. It is too short to be sad. It is too short to rely on the approval of others. If they can't see it, then show it to your conscience. Make it your first congratulations. Why not be who you are? Spoil yourself. Give yourself a thumbs up. Because no one will fit. Nobody else can fit in your shoe. And the fact is, most of them couldn't even survive in a shoe. But you are strong. You are capable and you are beautiful. See the ability in yourself and appreciate it. Just be you. So stay true to your identity to dream a better dream. Mr. Gordon, back over to you. Oh, sorry, Shania, back over to you.
Thank you so much, Shantae. Thank you for that reminder. I'd say that, I totally agree with all you've said in terms of knowing who we are. The other day, I had this conversation with an audience, and I was saying that sometimes we forget who we are. And because we forget who we are, we tend to settle for less. But remember, you're powerful, you're beautiful, you're handsome, and God is with you always. So remember to stay true to yourself and be who you truly are. So at this time, I'll be asking Dr. Gordon to present the profile for...
Well, just before you do that, Madam Chair, are there any questions? I love that, Shantae. I was just getting ready to enjoy it. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Shantae. But are there any questions? We should say if there are any questions in the chat or perhaps any person want clarity. I think Deandra had her hand up earlier.
I was just clapping. It was just a clap on.
Oh. Are there any questions at all? Anybody wanted any further clarification on your identity as Shantae was discussing, elaborating on? Anybody? This has been a word that I have been hearing since I was a teenager, and it keeps coming back. What, knowing your identity, staying true to your identity. Any other questions? Everything is as clear as mud? Go ahead, Shanae.
How do you stay true to your identity?
All right, now we're talking. Yeah, so this is a question to the room, right? Beautiful. Or is it to Shantae?
It's anybody can answer.
Okay. Are you going to give the person who get the correct answer something, a prize or something?
Sure. This sounds interesting. Can I answer? I can't answer the question. But sure, Dr. Gordon. Anyone answering? Okay, I'm seeing one in the chat says, Marsha Lee says when, oh, she has a question. Okay. So I'm going to be asking anybody to respond to that question. How do you stay true to yourself? Then I'm going to be taking Marsha Lee's question. This is very interesting.
Blessed good night, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. This is Kenisha Brown. I just want to give an answer about the question, how do you stay true to yourself?
Sure, go ahead.
As an individual. All right, so we all know that first, you have to love God, and God is love, right?
Yes.
So when you love God and you get to know Him more, build a conversation or communication with Him, and then you will be able to get to know who you are and what purpose do you serve on here on earth. So I think that getting to know who you are, it all has to start with knowing who God is. And then you'll know who you are and what purpose you are here for. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Who you are, it's all about into God, and then you'll know who you are. And stay still.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for that awesome response.
Can I just share an example?
Sure.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Denise Simpson. You know, I asked myself the question, and one of the things that just came to my mind is about knowing what you know is right and wrong, and you stay true to that. So if you know this is what you stand for, no matter the peer pressure, no matter how your friends may tell you to do something else, because you know you don't stand for the things that they're asking you to do, even if it means that you're going to lose the friendship, it's better for you to do what you know you ought to do. And I have an example. When I was in high school, this was like age 12, 13, we used to travel on the bus from Spanish Town to Kingston. My school was Holy Child High School, and a group of us from that school will stand with those from Georges, Calabar, Immaculate. We're having a good time. Now, at that time, in those days, schoolers was the only thing that that bus will take, because the other buses will say, no schoolers, no schoolers. So we as students, we suffered in terms of the transportation. Anyway, there's a bus called Blue Rose, and Blue Rose catered to all the students, and it's playing the latest music, and we're jamming and we're laughing and all of that. When it came to my stop to get off to go to school, some friends said, let's go downtown with guys who are going to George's and then come back up with the bus. Now, I made a quick calculation in my mind to say, if I go downtown, by the time we come back up, it will be late. And the principal warned that if you're late, the watchman will lock the gate, and then she will have to come and deal with you because you ought to be early, because they're teaching you punctuality. Because I know that there's no reason for me to be late, I got off the bus. Friends, I got off the bus a number of times, and then those friends who went downtown, I started noticing that when I joined them to have lunch with them, they give me the cold shoulder, they turn their back on me, and it's some little moves that, you know, to embarrass you because you're not following what they are doing. And me lock my tail, and rather than go down to the back of the bus where they usually stay, I went up to the front where the other students are, who I take out them book and I look on them book and all them something. And I said, that's fine. It went on for a few months. And I was walking in Spanish Town with my mother, and I saw one of the young ladies who tried to encourage me, and because I didn't, she decided that we are not friends anymore. My mother greeted her mother. I greeted her because I wasn't keeping malice with her. And at age 12, after that lady stepped off with my friend, my mother turned to me and said to me, can you tell me why so-and-so is downtown every morning? Why she go downtown? I did not know that my mother saw them on the bus. So I knew that if I was on the bus, I would get one whooping. You understand? And from that day, I said to myself, you know what? I stood up for what I know to be good, to be true. And as a result, without even knowing that my mother was watching, I felt good in myself to know that I did what was right. It kind of reminded me of Joseph in the situation with Potiphar's wife, when she tried to tell him to do something that was not right, and he stood up and she told a lie on him. So what I'm saying is that when you are true to yourself, when you have a strong sense of self, you know who you are, you know what you stand for, you know your values, you are a stronger person, you're a better person for it.
Wow, that was a mouthful, but valuable. Thank you so much for sharing. And what I noted from your explanation and example is that sometimes when we have to stay true to ourselves, we'll be standing alone. So even if
Yeah.
you're alone, even if you're standing alone, then it's okay to stand alone. Just stand up for what is right and what is true.
Yeah, because Shanae, that is one of the main benefits of staying true to your identity. And a courageous person emerges. And when we talk about staying true to your identity, I don't think we understand how of a grave problem this is in our country. That because people are not true to who they are very insincere. For example, I say to you, I will meet you at Half Way Tree tomorrow at 4 o'clock. But I know within myself, I'm a late person and I'm going to show up 45 minutes later or an hour later. Yet I say to you, yes, I'll be there for 4 o'clock. And what you realize, one of the first steps to being true to yourself is self-awareness. Who am I? Identify with. Are you going to show up on time? No, Shanae, you're going to have to give me a slack. I'm going to show up 5 minutes. You know, when you are true to yourself like that, then your entire life becomes a life of sincerity. But when you are not, you frustrate your friends, you frustrate your relationships, and sometimes you frustrate yourself.
Dr. Gordon, I endorse every word you've just said.
Thank you, Reverend Carlene. Welcome.
So important to be honest with self.
That's it.
Whatever your limitations
and you find,
are.
Reverend Carlene, that so many of our relationships become victim of this missing ingredient. That persons aren't true to themselves, and so they can't be true to you. It's like you're going to be dating somebody, and they just can't show up. They stood you up the first 2 times, and and you just don't understand that this is perhaps not the way to go about it, or how do you fix it? It is something to I think to explore some more, and how we can help persons move along the stages of being true to themselves. But that's the first step, being aware of it, and then the second step would be being honest. Being honest. You notice when Deandra started out, she asked you, how are you feeling? Be honest about your feeling. It's yours. Own it. These are some key things as young people. When we are honest about how we're feeling, and children are always honest. I love my little 8-year-old. He just tell you like it is, Daddy, I don't like it. You'll never get it more true than out of the heart and the mouth of the children. Daddy, I don't like it. So he always tell you when he doesn't like something, Reverend Carlin. So when he does like something, I made him some smoothie the other night, and he says, Daddy, I love it. And I'm like, I don't hear you use that word too often. So, that's important. He's staying true to himself.
And even, Dr. Jermaine, even about your physical, as I've done it sometime with younger, and they don't like their eyes, they don't like their nose, they don't whatever it is. And they're not being honest, they're being pretentious about, and then they get hurt because people are looking at the physical and they're trying to say they're not that. And when somebody says, well, you are that because that's what I can see, then there's a problem.
That is so important. One of the videos I'm going to show Shanae before we bring on Miss Rabathali from JMB, it shows Shanae wearing her afro or her natural hair. And part of our culture is to make us feel like our hair not good enough. Your skin not good enough. Something wrong with you. God made a mistake.
It's funny that you're emphasizing that, Doc, but right now in England, it's an issue. I thought they had got over that, but just I was listening on Premier, which is a religious Christian radio station in England yesterday, and in a school, a classroom, there's an issue of natural hair.
So we were born in a culture that makes us feel as if we're not something is wrong with us. God made a mistake. And so that forces us and pushes us in a corner to be someone else who we're not, become a blonde, become this, you know. And so we have a lot of challenges, I must say, young people, that are forcing us to be someone we are not. And so it's going to take God, like Kimisha said, it's going to take God in us and courage to really stand up and be yourself. All right. Can I show them you now, Shanae, before I go to
Definitely, Dr. Gardner.
I spring that one upon you. I'm no, but they need to see you're here. Let me find you and then show it. There you are. No, that's not you. Wait, Shanae. Sorry. Let me see if I can find you again. I know I opened it. Let's go. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Hi, my name is Shanti.
Shanae, I don't know, maybe it doesn't want to play. Every time I open your file, something else is playing. But this is important. It's important that they see it. Are you seeing it now? Are you seeing it now? That's you on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Beautiful. We got it right.
Hi, my name is Shanae Johnson, and I'm the leader for the Youth Volunteer Advisor Steering Committee of the Love Has Hands Foundation. I love young people, and I want to see the genius activated within. So if you want to dream a better dream, join the foundation today.
All right. Immediately as I sent out that video, one of our naturalists sent back a message. Please thank her for me. So they're sending you a big thank you. Can I go ahead now and introduce Miss
Yes, you may.
Rabakali?
Yes.
Here we go.
Malia Rabathali hails from Trinidad and Tobago but calls Jamaica her second home. Prior to working in the corporate area, she served as a mathematics teacher at St. George's College. Educating and empowering are her areas of passion, and she lives this through her work as a part-time teacher and full-time financial advisor. A graduate of the University of the West Indies, Malia has a background in science and so brings a melting pot of knowledge to the table. With a genuine love for people and a believer in lifelong learning, she seeks to promote financial literacy to allow for sustainable living. Like GMMB, she has your best interest at heart. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest presenter for this evening, Mrs. Malia Rabathali.
All right, so I guess tag I am it. And as I shared with Dr. Gordon last night, when I heard that introduction, I almost was like, wow, he just added some spice to my life, right? And when Dr. Gordon shared that it was a 15-year-old, I was just like, I was blown away. And I mean, I'm amazed at the talent. Amazed. So thank you very much, first of all, for the invitation. It really is a joy to be here. I was on for a few minutes listening to the discussion and the sharing. And you know, it's so powerful to have persons in such a space sharing on, you know, on these levels. And what is even more wowing is having the conversation include finances, because the reality is, as much as, you know, there's a lot to be done in our, you know, in daily lives, there's a lot to be done in sharing, in giving, in supporting, in having each other's back, in having your own back. There is also a financial background. There is a financial standing. It's like that is so important and has to be a part of the conversation, because we could do so much more if it is we are able to access finances as we would want to. So let me just do a quick check-in. If you could hear my voice, raise your hand in the chat. You can use the raise hand option on Zoom if you can hear my voice. All right, so I'm seeing some hands. Good, so it means we're pumped and ready to go. If you're seeing your screen, let me know. Take your hands back down. If you're seeing my screen, sorry, take your hands back down. Some hands still up. That means you're not seeing my screen. Not seeing my screen? All right, hands going down. Good. All right, so we're going to get right into it. And of course, I welcome questions at any point. So feel free to interject, but then we will also have a little question and answer session at the end. So as you see, we are looking at money and me. Some of you are already saying, I don't have no money. What? Let me log out for this session, right? All right, so we're gonna see how we could actually make things work, right? Where are we going? So first question, as the introduction stated, I was a teacher prior to working at JMMB, you know. So, you know, I come in straight with assignments, I come in with homework, I come in with group work, right? So straight off the bat, we're gonna start. What are your financial dreams? So as I say that, I should have said, it would be nice if you have pen and paper if you're old school like me. If not, though, I know your phones are very smart, and therefore you could have, you know, your Samsung notepad or your sticky pad, whatever works best for you, but something ideally to write with and to take a little jottings. So first question to you, what are your financial dreams? I know it's heavy, you know. I know I laid it on tick to start, but that's fine. I want you to write at least 3. If you could do 1 or 2, I'll work with that. Let's aim for 3. Your financial dreams. And don't just think about it and have them written in your mind, right? I want pen to paper. There's something about writing it down and making it a reality that brings you even closer to it. So I'm going to give you 1 minute. Some of you might just be thinking about it, and then I'm going to ask a few persons to share. All right, so I'm gonna ask if you would like. It's not something that you have to make public. I know some persons, their philosophy might be that they want to keep it close to their heart. So if you feel comfortable, I'm gonna ask you to share one of those dreams in the chat. And we're gonna come back to it a little later on. So I'll be checking the chat. Share with me at least one of those dreams. If you want to share more, because maybe you have that already and you're always thinking about it, maybe you're somebody who looks at it daily, so it's right there, feel free to share it. All right, so while you're sharing, going into assignment number 2, we have 2 pictures on screen. And I ask, and this time you can unmute yourselves and share. Are there any similarities in these 2 pictures? Deandra?
Yes, they are.
All right. What do you think are the similarities?
What comes to mind readily is growth.
Is growth. All right. Deandra, front of the class, gold star. All right. Who coming to challenge Deandra now? Deandra say growth. Somebody challenge Deandra because she take the lead.
Advance.
Advance. I didn't get that one. Sorry, Kemisha, it is?
Yes, advancement.
All right, advancement. All right, awesome. So you're seeing in one picture, the advance is taking place, and you could see the connection with money and advancement. Awesome. So that means, Deandra, you have competition. Kemisha is right back at you. Anyone, one more person, share with me what you could connect. How could you connect?
Increase.
Repeat.
Increase.
Increase. All right. In the name of Jesus, increase. All right. So we are seeing here that this seed and its stages could be connected to the little bit of money that you claim you have in your pocket, right? So what we want is for you to appreciate that just like a seed, your money could actually be going through different stages and phases, right? And hopefully it is a cycle and it's going to come back around, right? But certainly a seed and money could be planted. They should be nurtured. So those of you, as was mentioned, as well as the introduction, I have a science background, right? So I'm ready to talk about how seeds get germinated and what are the conditions that are ideal and so forth. And to really bring the conversation around my money. And how can I plant my money? How can I nurture my money? What is the oxygen? What is the moisture? What is this, what are the conditions that are needed when I plant my money? Where do I plant my money? Do I just throw it outside and hope that it plants? Do I actually pick a particular type of soil, etc.? So we want, as we go through this presentation, to sort of see that comparison between planting, nurturing, getting to that stage of growth, getting to that stage of advancement with whatever money you have, wherever you are. All right, so step 1, we are saying, all right, we have to figure out how can I identify good soil? And I know you guys probably looking at the head and saying, well, if we're supposed to be talking about money, why are we reaching the backyard, right? So how can I identify good soil? And I'm going to give you a quick story. I have a son. He turned 5 yesterday. Big party, big cake, and all kind of sharing. However, he has a red bean, well, in Trinidad, we call it red bean. You guys call it red peas, right? And he planted it outside in a little space in the yard. But I wouldn't even call it a plant, it's really that me with my scientific self, I say, okay, we're going to put some tissue, we're going to put some moisture, and I put it in a bag and I put it by the sun. And I went through all of these, and my son went outside and he said, Mommy, where's my shovel? And he go get a shovel and he just throw the seed outside. So about a day later, he goes and say, Mommy, my seed is growing. So when I go outside, it's really a weed that growing, right? So I'm going along with the story though. I say, yes, congratulations, your seed growing. But I know it's a weed, right? A few days later now, he say, Mommy, come, the seed growing. So when I look now, Not what was the weed. The red bean is actually growing, right? And the one that we had with all this scientific input, right, actually started to grow, and then it just rotted, right? I guess maybe too much moisture, too little sun. I'm gonna have to do a whole investigation to find out. So where am I going with all of this? My 4-year-old was able to just dig up a little hole outside with a shovel. And I, in all of my wisdom and glory, could not reproduce the results that he was able to bring about in my backyard. So how was he able to identify good soil, right? How was he able to identify good conditions? Sorry, my screen is, let me shift this. All right, good. So with that backdrop now, what I want you to be thinking of is what is an asset and what is a liability. Let me hear a new voice now, a voice I haven't heard as yet. Any of these words ring a bell to you? What's an asset and what is a liability? Give me it as simple as you could. You don't need to bother to Google it fast and give me, you know, all of the multi-syllabic meanings. Off the top of your head, asset, liability. What comes to mind?
One is adding and one is taking away.
So I have Kalisa hand up. All right, go ahead and share. And then Shani will share.
I'm actually doing assets and liabilities in school now.
All right, Kalisa. Your accounts teacher, your POB teacher.
Okay, so let's see now. I think liability, no, assets are what the business owns.
Right.
And liabilities are what the business owes.
All right. So assets are what?
Liability assets are giving you.
All right, you're falling off a bit. So I'm gonna take the first couple points. Assets is what the company owns. Liability is what they owe. All right. I see Galaxy A02, hand up. You're over to you. Share your name with us. All right, Galaxy, go on. Anyone wants to add to the asset? Okay, go ahead.
Yes, in simple layman language.
Right.
Asset puts money in your pocket.
Good.
A liability takes money from your pocket.
No,
Simple
man,
layman
no.
language.
Mr. Galaxy, tell me your name.
Ian Jackson. I'm a teacher by profession, but
no, Mr. Ian Jackson, you're going to see, you know, you're seeing into the future, Mr. Ian. No, His Excellency, Mr. Ian Jackson, right? You see into the future. Because, well, you know, that's the definition that I chose. I'm going to have to talk to you offline because I need the lottery numbers. I need the lottery numbers. Right? I need a lot of numbers, Mr. Jackson. So I'm going to need to talk to you offline.
Yes, I read a lot. I read a lot, and I saw it in Rich Dad Poor Dad some years ago, and it has remained with me since. And
it should stay with you, right? Which is why I chose this. I mean, as I said, I could have gotten all of the nice, you know, well eloquent ways to define assets and liabilities, but at the end of the day, so Kalisa, to go back to your point, because I don't want to throw it out the window, it certainly is still in the room, but in the context of our accounting, our personal accounting, we are talking about an asset being something that puts money in your pocket, while a liability does not put money in your pocket, or even worse, it takes money out of your pocket, right? But in the sense of this subject accounts, yes, an asset is something that is owned and a liability is something that is owed. But we tweaking it a little for the purposes of us and our dollars and cents, right? And yes, this came from Rich Dad Poor Dad, very good book. Again, you know, as part of financial education and as part of just my mantra as an educator is to say to persons, read. Even if you don't read the whole book, this book is in audio version. So even if you want to just play a chapter each night before you go to bed or when you wake up in the morning, read, expose yourself to different thinking. Not that you have to take on the thinking, not that you have to agree, but it's going to challenge your brain, right? That's my little insert. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now, assets could create a harvest for you, right? Whereas liabilities, there's no harvest, right? So think of a harvest, and we're talking about even in this setting, in the context of our belief in God and our faith and everything. Think of that harvest that's promised, right? And connect that to the assets that you are interested in, right? Versus no harvest to be had when you are only attracted to liabilities. So let's see now. Remember, we're teaching again, you know, so we're trying to bring this to real life, right? Because I don't want to go way high. I want to be down on your level, in your world, what is happening on your daily basis. So here we have some options on screen, and we are asking ourselves, are these assets? And when we think about assets here, we're thinking about, are these good? Is this good soil? Is this the soil that my son finds outside to plant his red bean that it's growing as we speak? Now, before you decide yes or no, because remember, you know, phone have to have, you have phone. WhatsApp have to keep. Social media is keeping, right? So while you look at these and you're saying, yeah, man, I need this, I need that, I have to have that, that is a must. What, before you answer the question, or even now, I want to go over again, I want you to be thinking about these questions, and you could write these questions down. Do I really need it? And you see the tense, you see the that I'm using the first person pronoun. So I want you to say it to yourself. I'm not asking you if you need it. I want you to talk to you, right? Do I really need it? Next question you're asking yourself, do I need it now, or can it wait until I can better afford it? Do I need it now, or can it wait until I can better afford it? Last question, can a less expensive brand do the same job? And with that backdrop, I'm wondering if your initial thoughts on these are the same. So if we look at the Wii video game, if you really ask yourself, do I need it? I need it. Need is a strong word, you know. Need has power and backative, you know. Do I need it? Or can I play one of those video games on my phone? Right? Can I download something from the Play Store? Can I play an online game, or do I need an entirely separate device to engage with that particular hobby? Then now, let's look at the phone. Apple just dropped the new Apple, what, 13 them reach? Listen, Apple, I never see Apple grow so fast in my life, right? Conditions very good over Apple, right? In 9 months' time, them just turn out a new one. So you hear that the 13 drop like a bomb, and you say, yeah, mommy, I need it. Or you say, no, man, I need this phone, man. You can't see them in 3D when you call them on the phone. Do I need it now? Because I have a phone, one nice little Samsung. It's all right. You can do things. You can make calls. You can send WhatsApp same way. You can take picture. So do I really need the latest every time it drops? Now look at the outfit. You know, I have to stay good. I have to look good, right? Can I get a wow? So I need the big time outfit, right? I need to be in style. What I'm saying now, the little mini purse, them the purse what them have now, you know, can't even hold this phone because them little purse they in style, small so. So I throw all of my big purse, all my big handbag at the back of my cupboard and I go buy one little one that can't hold nothing. Right? And I still have to hold my phone in my hand and a handbag. And you see that top that I buy like last month? Hello, that's not wearing anymore. I need a new kit. I need a new first of all. I'm gonna take one picture and post it on social media. Dance mash up. Can't wear that outfit again. Right? So I need a 20,000. No, you see Shania laughing now because it's dropping her garden and she plants it right now. Shania and my son outside with them shovel. Right? So you are looking now. We have to get to the place where you could look at that outfit and say, I could spend less. I could, you know, all of a sudden Instagram, you know, you check one thing on Instagram and them start sending you 1,000 of the same things, right? So all of a sudden, I never buy from a thrift store. I don't even know what triggered them to make them know I cheap. I don't know if it's that, right? Them start sending me a whole set of thrift store and we see clothes with $5,000 new. You see it like, it would have been like once. Or it new with the tag never won a $1,000 plate. I'm gonna get wild, you know. We say no Instagram, we are reading hard, right? Because I am seeing an opportunity where I could still get what I want and almost need, because you need clothes, right? Pray God you need clothes, right? Don't walk on the people road without clothes. You need clothes. But how much do you really need to spend on clothes? Right? And then now, without a doubt, all of you get this one right. Education fund, big yes by that one, right? Whatever stage you may be at, you could have an education fund because I do CSEC, I do CAPE, I do all of it, but I still want to advance myself. I might want to do a professional development course and I might have to pay for a certificate. So I still have to have some sort of fund growing, right? So again, our 3 questions here. Do I need it? Can I spend less on this? And do I need it now? So let's talk about the fact that, yes, we need this education fund, right? So we say, all right, we don't need a video game and we don't need the phone right now, but the education fund, yes, that is happening. Let's look at how we're breaking this down and setting targets for ourselves. Let's say in 5 years' time, you need $100,000, right? Because you look up, you do your research, you see the certificate program, it's $100,000. You say, Lord of mercy, 100,000, them people wicked. But then, if you could think about this 100,000 in 5 years, remember, say I'm a maths teacher, I know. I taught 2 sessions of maths this morning, so straight maths we're going with right now. 100,000 in 5 years. I divide that 100,000 by 5. All of a sudden, I just need 20,000 for the year, but what a mercy, 20,000 now, only for money, same way. So I say, all right, I'm going to divide that 20,000 by 12 because it has 12 months in a year. And I am going to save or find a way to earn and save 1,000, let's call it, we don't like that number right there, so let's call it 1,700. And if I am committed, right, for every month, 1,700, you know you spend more than that in credit for the month. I'm not even asking you. I already know. May I tell you spend more than that on credit for the month. You buy some box food, you buy large instead of medium. And you give away the money. Sometimes you leave back some and you show away the food. and $1,700. And this is, and I mean, we're using education fund as the example here, but really and truly, this goes for any goal that you potentially have. How you could break that down, and you ever do you ever see them do the bun eating competition? Like when I used to teach at George's, and sports time and my time, so we must have bun eating competition. And you have all of them on stage, and some of them try to put the whole bun in their mouth. Them just bun in their mouth, and then they grab it for water because they can't take it. But then you might see our next person, see him here, he might take off little piece, and him just go down in the little piece, and all of a sudden, them little piece, bun finish, big noise, make up vuvuzela, big bag, scandal bag of things. No scandal bag, brown paper bag full of things, right? And what we're saying is, if you could break down these goals, like that outfit, you see now that you're not spending 20,000 on it anymore. You're making you're choosing a cheaper option. And we don't say cheaper meaning, say, when you go out, you have a hole here, or we mean like more economical. So that outfit, right? Because I mean, we deserve things too, right? You have a birthday, it might be Christmas that you choose to celebrate. If we have any mothers or fathers in the house, that might be the time that you say, this is for me. But that same thing that might seem so far-fetched in one goal could be broken down to a monthly goal of 1,000 if the outfit is 12,000. But I want you to even look at the fact that the monthly goal for your outfit could potentially be very close in number to what your monthly goal for an education fund is. So now you say, you know what? I'm gonna borrow some clothes. Me, I have a sister, she only a couple sizes bigger than me. I'm gonna learn to sew, I take it in that pants, and I'm not even spending $1. It go into my education fund, right? Or I cut it down that even more. So we have these big goals. They seem so far, like you can't reach it, right? Not knowing that there's a way. So now we talked about the soil, right? We are asking ourselves, how can we identify good soil? So now we're on to step 2. Where are the seeds? Where are the seeds? We don't have no money. So all of the good soil, what we are going to put in the good soil, right? Where are the seeds? So here now, we're going to do a quick activity, right? Because we don't have my voice. I want you to get active now. What I really want you to do is 10 jumping jacks, but instead of the 10 jumping jacks, we do this activity. What I want is you to be thinking of your life in a budget. Because now you have to, you see those things, you see what you wrote down at the start of the presentation, what are my financial dreams? Well, we have to get to those. We have to achieve those. I will achieve it. But we know the reality of life is that you need finances to achieve it. So you're asking yourself now, how am I going to figure out what I have to make it work for me? Or how am I going to earn more? So you want to be able to write down what you normally earn from every source. And this will be too big to do in our time together. So this is homework, right? Because you need that budget to know. You need to leave this session with something added. You need to leave this session with GCT, right? So what you have to do for homework, you're writing down how much you normally earn from every source. So if you're little and you get money from mommy, you sell some lollipop in your community and you get some money. So that way, you do some chores, your birthday, you know, so your parents have to give you a little $1,000 in your hand. Birthday can't pass without money, right? Wherever you earn money from, write it down. And then, however you spend your money, write that down as well. And be honest, you know, because you know, say, you're not going to want to put the true number for the credit. You don't want to put the true number for the food, right? But be honest, this is you, this is your goals. Remember, at the start of this, I asked you what is your financial dream. And they, students love ask, Miss, this work graded? And I tell them life is graded, right? Life is graded. This is your life. And the way that you live that life is grade that you get, right? The grade, and that grade is not what somebody else gave you. That is your feeling of contentment, satisfaction, happiness, knowing that you are making choices that are aligned with who you are and what you want to be. So once you have written up all of that, now you're going to say, well, your income, take away your expenses. Now, important tip I want to throw in here is if you have annual expenses, so for the older persons in the house, for example, let's say you have a child and your child has school fee and you're paying that once for the year. Sometimes when you choose to do a monthly budget, you look over annual expenses. So you want to be considering those as well, and you divide it by 12 to see what it will be monthly. And that goes for expenses or earnings. So if you know you always get 5,000 every Christmas, you can divide that by 12 and treat that as monthly earnings, right? Similarly, so if you're doing it now for the month, you want to multiply it by 12 to get for the year, right? Because you might be doing a yearly budget and you want to multiply by 12. Now let's look at a little bit here. Some of the things, you see that magnet, a strong pulling on expenses. You see, you have the money and you pass somebody like me, I pass Guinea on the roadside and I can't pass Guinea straight. I have a problem. I have a Guinea problem. And once I have cash on me, I have to buy it, right? I can't say no. So your expenses, so how you have your earnings now, you want to be able to separate it, because if you have too much money in your wallet, or your purse or your handbag or your pocket, all of a sudden, yeah, man, I can buy that. That nicey? Yeah, man, look how it's on sale. It's on sale. You know that kind of way you get 20% off or 50% off, you just have to buy it. So you want to be able to put money away for your expenses. How much is your bus fare? How much is your lunch? And that is your expenses. So you're going with that amount of money. You're not being mean, but you want to be diligent, right? You also have, of course, emergency, and really and truly an emergency account should have 3 to 6 months of your expenses. And not all of us have an account as yet. So for you, you might be 10 years old listening to me. And what you could get is some little jars, some containers, and you could have, all right, this is my, when I get my allowance for the week or for the month, I have how much I actually spend, right? And I have, okay, in case of emergency, if I'm traveling, for example, I usually pay $20 or $40, but what if something happens and I have to pay $150? You also need now to separate money for your goal, for your savings. And then you need, of course, we know we're called to help others. So you also need to consider how much of this could I use for donations, for charity, for someone in need. My friend doesn't have lunch today. Right? And you might think it's strange to actually factor it in, right? And while we're called to give and don't measure, that is in circumstances. However, you could actually plan for it so that you do not end up going beyond your means. Because you might plan for it for a week, for a month, for 3 months, and you might never use it. And then all of a sudden, in the 4th month, somebody needs it. But because you were planning for it, you now are in a position to give them without compromising your own standard, without having to go without. I mean, there might be circumstances where you might have to help someone to your detriment. But if you plan, you could actually position yourself otherwise. So how are you separating your money? Again, what expenses do you have? Why should you bother to save for emergencies? Because, well, things happen. What special things are you saving towards? Is it an education fund? Even if you're saving for a gift for someone, right? What is that special thing you're saving towards? My mom will always say, I don't excuse anyone for not giving me a gift on my birthday because it's the same day every year. In other words, don't come and tell me My mom's birthday is June 9th. Don't come and tell me, say period gone from 2 weeks. No, because it's June 9th every year. It never changed. Which means if you have this in mind, I could actually, from June 10th of the year before, be putting away $100, and by June 9th, the next year, I have something that I could give my mother with. So don't just think of it as the big things, as the big financial dreams and goals that we have. There are other things in your life that you could actually adjust and meet certain, and this, I mean, it might not be an obligation, but we interact with persons, and gifting is actually a love language, right? So you want to say, how could I, how am I saving towards that? Is there any person in need, right? Because we want to reach out where we could. So here we have now a little budget. So I do this, like when you're watching a cooking show and they say, well, do this and this and put it down for 3 hours. And then they say, well, I have one already ready, right? And they're ready to go to the next step. So I have a budget ready for you to go to the next step, but you will be making your own because you will be following all of the method and doing your income, expenditure, etc. So this budget here, when you look at the budget, if you're not thorough, if you look at the last line, and my friend Kalisa who doing accounting, she's like, yeah, I know what happened here. Income, my expenses minus income gives me surplus or deficit. My friend living life right now, right? And you think that you're in the green, you think that you have a surplus. But when you look carefully, you realize that you missed out phone credit, you miss out Christmas gifts, right? And you might think that is not a big deal, but it's a big deal, like Chris Martin said. It's a big deal like KFC Spicy. It's a big deal because what is happening here is you're not giving a true picture of what is actually going on. So when you are doing that homework, when you're writing down your income and your expenses, I want you to think of everything, right? Females will have different expenses from males, for example. Think of everything, right? So that you could be true and fair. So here now, when we pull out all the line items, what do we realize? We realize that we actually have a deficit, right? When we think about everything. So when you have a deficit now, Kalisa saying, that not look good. We don't want deficit when it comes to money. So we have to now look at ways that we could reduce certain expenses and increase income in some way. So maybe you could spend less on lunch. You stop by large and you buy medium. You could maybe spend less on phone credit, and I keep targeting phone credit. I don't know why. How could you earn more? Maybe you could do things around the house or in your community, right? Or you could enter competitions, for example, right? And to possibly earn. All right, your time now. What you see on screen? What is? No one wants to tell me what they see?
Outing with friends.
Eating corn. Eating corn. Roast or boil?
Boil.
All right. So what you are seeing is some friends heading down to the North Coast. They just stop off and buy some nice seasonal corn with a little coconut for your troop on the side, right? So what I am seeing though is that each of those corn, they're about 100 grains, right? And 100 are just approximate. And well, each of those grains, if I plant it, would produce a stalk. And each of those stalks would actually give me 5 more corn. And each of them new 5 corn now will have 100 new grain, which is really 100 new seed. And so in the first round of sowing those seeds from those corn that you see, you could actually get 500 new stalks, and you can trust the numbers. You know, remember saying I'm a teacher, so I'm not lie about numbers here. And then if they're eating 100 grain of corn, it means it's like 50,000 stalks of corn. You see the girl, you see Browning? How she face look because you realize what one. Browning realized that you don't eat your seed. Because what happens to us far too often is that we earn and we just spend it off. We spend it off. And I know sometimes fear is fear. We're in a position, life is such that we don't think we earn enough. And our expenses are too much, our demands are too much. But sometimes really and truly, it is just sessions like these that are needed for you to appreciate how much more you could be doing with whatever you have. So don't eat your seed. Right? What you need to recognize, remember we said that your assets could become a harvest. So what you need to recognize is your little seed, even if it's 2 of them, even if it's 3 or 5, could grow and become a harvest. So we're moving in now to the final stages. You're going to set targets. You want to earn 2,000 for the month, you could break that down to 100 weekly. And how are you earning that? Because you might say, well, I'm just not making enough money. So you need to find a way to increase your earnings, right? Because $100 for the month, for the day, you know, that is actually, you could sell something and make a profit of 100, or you could sell 8 things and make a profit of about $3 and something on each one of them, and that's $100 for the day. So I don't want you to see the big pictures. I want you to be able to break it down and take off that bun piece at a time to be able to get to all of it. You know, and this is the last piece that you need to write down as we bring our session to a close and any questions that you have. How are you creating value? Right? How can you earn this seed? Because you find the soil, you know where the seeds are, but you need more. You need to earn these seeds. How can you earn these seeds? First thing, is there a need? You're going to look around in your community, in your school, in your church. Is there a need? Fill that need. You see, like how people start selling masks like crazy. All 2 years ago, mask in the pharmacy, I catch dust. And now them can't keep masks on the shelves. So find there's a need, right? And it also ties into the second one, which is there a problem that you could solve? So is there a need? Fill it. Is there a problem? Solve it. So your community has a problem with water and there's a sandpipe in the area. Oh, no, last joke I'm giving you for the night. When I was younger, you know, me and money, you know, we did well tight, right? And my grandmother, my grandmother lived upstairs me. So, you know, sometimes when you live in upstairs a house, it's hard for the water to travel up, right? So we had a tank, but the tank was, of course, naturally downstairs and so forth. My grandmother had to pay me to go and fill up bottles and buckets. No, I don't pay no water bill. I don't own no tank. I don't even know who paid the water bill. But my grandmother had to pay me to go and get that water and get it upstairs because she have a problem. She can't get water and I have a way to solve the problem. But I need to be paid. So your community might be challenged for water. And you say, you know what, Auntie Merle, I will bring 5 buckets of water, $20 a bucket. And Auntie Merle might even need you to carry the water, but because she see that you're trying, she will say, all right, see 100 here, put the 5 buckets at the front. So is there a need? Is there a problem? And last but certainly not least, do you have a talent? Not do you have a talent, you have a talent. We all have talents. How do you now monetize that talent? Right? Me, I can't sing. Can't sing, right? But I could probably talk. I could teach, right? Or I think I could teach, right? People think I could teach. So I say, that is a talent. That's my talent. That's what I'm blessed with. And therefore, I need to monetize it so that I know that I could earn more, so that I could provide for my family, for myself, etc. So if you don't take away anything else, you need to know how to create value. Is there a need? Fill it. Is there a problem? Solve it. You have a talent, find a way to market it. Right? So a couple things just to mention. Money safety, of course, a very important part of all of this money talk, because you can't just have money, have money, have money. People realize you have money, have money, have money, and you know they want it more than you, right? They work for it harder than you, apparently, right? So you have to be safe with your money as well. And of course, you probably would have heard these many times before in terms of how you should carry your money, counting your change, making sure that if you're exchanging money, you count it, the person counts it, etc. So just a general point, know how to be safe with your money, right? And now, of course, after you have earned all of that seed, after you've carried all those buckets of water for Auntie Merle, saving and investing, right? Because you're ready for your harvest. And naturally, of course, I work for JMMB, and as a company, we, as mentioned first, do genuinely have clients' best interests at heart. If you know the JMMB story, you know it comes from a place of love, and it comes from a place of being in the client's world, right? And appreciating that the clients have goals and that we want to partner with you to achieve those goals. So what you would see companies like ourselves or other financial institutions, you are able to refine your financial goals. And you know, initially the word that was there was choose, but I didn't like the word choose because I feel like you should choose your financial goals. Because my goal, for instance, my husband and I always talk about goals, and he's like, Malia, you know, the X5 look nice. And I say, listen to me. I say, no day of the week, my goal will be a luxury vehicle. Every day of the week, my goal will be property, which is an appreciating asset that I can then pass on to my son, and if I have more children. So you choose your goal, but he works hard. So if he decides that that is where his goal is, then that's fine, right? Not my money though. My money, I have to try and buy a piece of land. I have to buy an apartment, worse in Kingston. You can't even get a pebble for less than $1 million in Kingston, right? So what a financial institution helps you to do is refine your goal. So yes, you want the vehicle, maybe we'll be able to talk you into a X2 instead of a X5. Maybe we'll talk you into a Corolla instead of the Civic, etc. Right? Or even housing. We might say, you know what, Kingston market crazy. Maybe you could consider Portmore, or you could consider, you know, the outskirts, etc. So where the financial institution comes in is refining that goal. Right? What we could do for you is to figure out how much you need to save monthly. Do those calculations and map it out to say, okay, if you are into buying a house, you need at least like a 10% deposit, and therefore this is what that number looks like, right? And of course, even just for the sake of growing your money so that you could have a happy retirement, etc., we are naturally in the business of just making your money grow into that harvest, because we know you want multitudes. We know that multiplying is the name of the game. So I hope that you would have taken a couple points, that something resonates with you. And so the floor is open for any questions you may have. I know I have minutes past my time, but I don't know if Dr. Gordon is willing to give us a couple minutes in case any questions exist. If not, and any questions come up, you could always share it with Dr. Gordon, and he could send me by email, and I would be very happy to respond.
Certainly, Malia. Wow, I loved it from the very start. I love the stories. Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
now, you're going to have to be a part of our family as of now. You know that, right?
Adopted. Yes.
So yes, the floor is open for questions, and then you can feel free to give away one or both of the gift certificate. We have $5,000 per certificate courtesy of JMB. So you can feel free to give away one or both of them tonight. So yes.
All right. So you guys hear that? See the seeds are coming in now? Talk to me. Anyone? Questions, comments? At Kalisa, you know, say, I love you. I just love you. I want to tell you I love you. Talk to me, Kalisa. Don't shy away.
I was just going to ask, what if you want to save, but you're getting pressured to use the money that you want to save?
Right. When you say pressure, so we have different things to pressure us, right? Because let us say I really want to save, but I don't have any rice, I don't have any flour, I don't have anything at home to eat. So I am not going to sacrifice my health and eating at the expense of saving, right? Because really and truly, if I go back to the screen that had the pigs, for example, if I could find them back, right? It said, and at JMMB as well, we always tell persons, you have to consider your expenses first. So you will sort of put yourself in a difficult position if it is you try to neglect needs to save, because then you will always find yourself dipping into your savings to really meet your needs, which is why you have to be honest with yourself about what are your needs. But what you could also do is try to address how those needs could be met with less funds. So for instance, I go to the supermarket, I am not loyal to Grace. I am buying Lasco, I am buying Caribbean Choice, I am buying whichever ketchup have the price that fits my budget, right? So sometimes I need it. I need the flour, I need the rice, I need to feed my family, but I don't need it at the most expensive that it is at. So if it is, Kalisa, that you want to save and you're pressured by needs that you have to meet, then you have to sort of accept that you have to address those needs before saving. So we consider expenses first, emergencies, and then goals. So savings is actually number 3 on the list, because expenses, emergencies, you have to be catering for. Otherwise, if you save before you consider emergencies, when an emergency come up, you'll end up dipping in your savings and you'll feel stressed. Oh gosh, all my savings, because you didn't actually put aside separate money for emergency. If, however, that pressure is, say, from friends because they want to go out and you have to be cool and you have to be in the in crowd, then I think some the persons we're speaking before about, and them say St. George's College student go down with St. George's College boys, right? If your pressure is pressure that is not a need, and it is just, for instance, friends who want to carry you downtown and hopefully bring you back, then you have to look and ask yourself, is this the type of friends? Are these friends on the same path? Are these the type of friends that are walking the path that is complementary to where I'm going? And it might be a tough decision, because you know some people say, oh, she enough, or she reach and she get rich and switch. But sometimes you have to make those tough decisions, not necessarily to cut off the friend, but maybe to change the way that you engage with that person or persons. So again, if it's a need, you have to readjust what your actual expenses are so that you could be honest about what could possibly be saved. If it is peer pressure, you really have to just be honest about where you're going as a person and whether those persons are really on the path that you want to be on.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you so much for being, as a teacher, you always want that one student willing to participate, right? All right, I think maybe we have time for one more question. Anyone? And as Shanae is saying, yes, it comes back to staying true to yourself. Because sometimes you might actually go downtown with friends and you don't even really like that skirt, or that you don't even really feel good wearing it. But because your friends like it and want it and it's in style, you feel pressured to do it, right? So you have to be able to stand up for yourself, but still in a respectful way. All right, so if there are no other questions at this time, I know for some persons, they have to mull it over first. They have to think it through. As I said, if anything comes up, you could share with Dr. Gordon and he will follow up with me and I'll be happy to follow up. So of course, Dr. Gordon, if I had to choose, I would give, I'll just do one, of course, because I feel like, you would have seen them throughout the session and would be able to pick one as well. I'm gonna have to give it to my girl, Kalissa, for her participation. And because I feel like, I feel genuinely that she's walking away today with some little nuggets and some barbecue sauce on the side to make sure it goes down well.
Wonderful. So congratulations, Kalissa.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome and all the best to you. All right, Dr. Gordon. So of course it's over to you and your team. Again, thank you so much for inviting us. We'll keep in touch as you said. I bet we'll be keeping in touch. And it really was a delight.
Excellent. Thank you so much again.
You're most welcome.
We know this evening is family evening for some folks, and that is why we said that we, as of today, we are family.
We're a family, right? Yes. Yes, yes. Certainly.
And
So,
one of the things that have been in my mind is that we've got to do this every 3 months. This Dream a Better Dream weekend. And so certainly we thank JMB for their partnership. And so you can look forward to more invitations from myself.
awesome. And just to add, I love that phrase, dream a better dream. Because sometimes we really have those dreams. And as Deandra said, she wants a vacation. And that better dream sort of lifts it to a level of, pushing yourself beyond where you think you are to where you really could be. So again, kudos on the work and for all of you who spend your time, even your Saturday evening, for the participants to be here and to share. Thank you and have a great rest of the evening.
Yes, today I said to myself, I need to hurry and patent that, dream a better dream.
Yeah, you do. Yes, yes, yes. Because you know how very easy it could become someone else's. Yes. All
So
right, then. All the best.
Thank you again. Yes.
Okay.
So there you have it, everybody. We have some credit we want to give away as well. Shani, I'm going to let you do that, or you want me to take it from here? Shani, or we can do it together. Join me on the screen.
We can do it together.
All right. So Jodianne Richards will be reaching out to you, Kalissa. We're going to need some information from you so that we can send you that gift certificate. We also have another gift certificate. Do you want to give it tonight, Shani, or tomorrow?
Tomorrow. So guys, join tomorrow, the final night. Yes. And it's going to be amazing. Tonight was indeed wonderful. So I trust and hope that you'll be able to join tomorrow and invite a friend. Yeah. Yes, so we're there. Yes, so we're there.
And what I love about all this, it ties in so beautifully to a concept that we have. Is Miss King still here, Stephanie? A concept that we've embraced 5 years ago when I started this program. And we lead young people to ask and answer this question. Whose head is using your body? Whose head is using your body? Who determines what you buy and how much pressure you put yourself on to buy this or to buy that? And so it's very important. And you see this term again, being true to yourself, coming up again, and how you manage your money, how you manage your relationships. Fantastic. I'm loving it. Yes, Shani.
Yes, Dr. Gordon.
So we can do a checkout, or are you going to give away something?
We could give away something. I remember there was someone who responded to most of the questions that Deandra asked.
Oh, in the icebreaker.
Yes.
So
we could give a credit. Let me check. Recheck rather. Or is Deandra? Could you assist, please?
Somebody wants to get some credit tonight.
Who will be the winner? Is Deandra still with us?
As well as why don't we also ask a question in the meantime? One of the questions I would ask, perhaps they could open they could raise the hand. Raise the hand, and the first person to raise the hand could get this one. So we could give away a $200 credit. What are the 3 questions or 3, what would call it now? What are the 3 points to creating value that Miss Rabathala just mentioned? What are the 3 points or keys to creating value? Anybody want to take that? I hope the question is clear enough. What are the 3?
Not in a hand, Dr. Gordon.
There's a hand?
No, not seeing a raised hand.
Answer.
Okay, who's that? Go ahead, Kamisha.
One is refine your financial goal. Know how much to save monthly. Make your money grow into a harvest.
That's not the answer we're looking for. We're looking for the 3 points that she gave concerning creating value. Anybody remember what are the 3 points? When we talk about creating value. Anyone want to try it?
I think that's a hard one, Dr. Gordon.
It is?
I think so. Could you remind us though?
Okay, so if I give you the answer, I'm going to have to ask another question.
Yes.
So the three points to creating value was 1, fill the gaps. So identify gaps that you can fill in creating value. Number 2, solve a problem. And she spoke about this story with her grandmother, how she got paid to go upstairs to bring water upstairs for her grandmother. And then the third one was monetizing your talent. We all have a talent. She said she can't sing, but she can teach and she can speak. And so these are the 3 key points or the 3 methods in creating value. 1, identifying the gaps. In Kamisha's case, she realized that people need help in combing their hair and putting their hairstyle. And so she become the answer to that problem and solve that problem. Beautiful. In my case, I can monetize my voice because I sing. Some people say I sing like an angel. So I can monetize my voice. They're willing to pay to hear an angel sing. So these are three keys to creating value. All right, can I ask an easier question then?
Sure thing.
All right, what was the definition given earlier for what is an asset and what is a liability? Anybody remember what the definition that was given? I see a hand up. Alisa, hand is up. Go ahead, Khalid.
I think definition was assets put money in a pocket and liabilities take money from your pocket.
It seems like tonight is Kalisa's night. Congratulations. Jody will be reaching out to you to give you $200 credit. Quickly, let's give away another one. So one more person can get a credit before we close off. Do you have another question there? Or the question can come from the first presentation as well. The first person to share with us your financial goal or your financial dream. That was the question she asked. This one is very easy, so it's really up to you. The first person to share with us your financial dream. Anybody? Unmute.
To become debt-free.
To become debt-free. That's your financial dream. And that was Arlene. All right, Arlene, do you use Digicel phone?
No, Flow.
Oh, so the credit wouldn't flow well to you at all. It's some Digicel credit we have here tonight. We didn't get
No, probably give it to Carlisa.
Carlisa. Again, Carlisa. All right. Thank you,
I'm
everybody.
sorry, but I don't have a digital chip either.
Oh, all right. So we have to make sure next time we do this, Shanae, we have Digicel, we have Flow, we have the new company, we have AT&T, because we got some North American people on here, and we got some other stuff. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
So here's what I want you to let them do now, Shanae. Let them check out what will be their next step. Having heard the presentation from Shante, having heard the presentation from Mrs. Rabatali, sorry. What will your takeaway be this evening? What action will you take? What next step? What resonated with you? What is your wow moment, your haha moment? So persons can drop it in the chat or they can open their mics quickly as we close off. Go ahead, Shani.
Okay, so to close out, as Dr. Gordon mentioned, so they can just say and leave, Dr. Gordon, or?
Don't leave before the closing prayer. Minister Leroy is going to pray, and then we do the countdown. Yes.
Sure, no problem. All right, so I'm going to start with my takeaway. I hope this will encourage you guys to share yours. My takeaway really ties into both Shantae's presentation as well as Mrs. R. Yes. I'm so sorry. I'm not getting the pronunciation. I don't want to mess it up because it sounds like a really lovely name. But my takeaway would be that you stay true to yourself. When you stay true to yourself, you acknowledge in terms of saving your money or knowing where your financial dreams lie. You can actually trod the path to accomplish them. So if you know that you have $10 to save, but you see your friends buying all the flashy shades and necklaces, and you know you have $10 that's normally dedicated to saving, be true to yourself and accept the fact that, okay, this month I may not be able to purchase a shade or a necklace, but maybe next month I can do something, or next month is my birthday, maybe I'll request one, right? And save that $10, which is even better because it will be growing from a $10 into a $50 and onwards. So that's my takeaway from it.
Beautiful. I love that. And while the others think of what their takeaways, just to let you know, Carlisa and Arlene, we have secured some Flow credits for you. So someone will be reaching out to you in the chat, okay? Go ahead, share your takeaway, everybody.
Really my takeaway would come from the financial part, because I was thinking about opening a bank account, but then I was saying that probably the money that I get from my daddy is not going to be enough a month to put in there, because sometimes when my daddy get pay, it finish easily according to the things that he has to buy to put in the house, like financial, that like, or essential goods and stuff like that. So sometimes when like I do chores and stuff and I ask him for money, he say he don't have any money. So I really think sometimes and say like, at the end of the month, will it be really enough money to put in my bank account? But then I was thinking about how I buy like ice cream every Sunday, so I would cut down on the buying of ice cream. So I would cut down on the buying of ice cream, and I probably save more, and then I will open my account so I can save my money, because I'm thinking about buying something big for my father on his 60th birthday.
All right. How old are you, Kalesa?
Wow.
I'm 15, I'm 16 in less than 6 months.
And you don't have a bank account yet, right?
No, not yet.
Well, you just got $5,000 towards opening your first bank account with JMB Bank.
Yeah, thank you.
So tell daddy that you got paid.
Awesome, Carlisa. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. And I see where your mind is, and certain things are that Mrs. R said resonated with you. So make use of it, and I'm glad that you're a winner tonight. Okay?
Yes, beautiful. Ensure that she becomes one of the youth volunteers, Shani. You need her on your team. She has an excellent spirit.
I signed up.
You did? Okay, great. Great. I know I saw something coming in. Beautiful. Anybody else want to check out? Abigail, what do you want to say about your checking out? Deandra, reach out to the two persons coming for the floor. And Jody, we didn't have any winner for Digicel tonight. Kalisa, please give Jody your name, your email address, and we're gonna need some. Once we have a contact number for you, we can always get every other information we need for your certificate. Okay?
Yeah, place my contact number in the chat.
Okay, great. Stacey and anybody else, what do you want to take away from tonight?
Well,
okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, you can go ahead. Sorry.
No, well, what I will take away is I thought that it was really profound when Shantae talked about knowing who you are and knowing yourself. And
Sorry, Stacey Ann, we're not really hearing you. You're very low. Could you go again, please?
Hold on 1 minute. All right, can you hear me? Okay, so I said it was very profound about what Shantae was saying about knowing who you are, and I thought that that was very good for young people to really think about, and to even for older individuals to know yourself and know what you're worth and know where your mindset is and where you're going. Also, even when it comes down to what Mrs. R said about how she planted seeds and thought that